Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another Massacre Monday for all you friends and family out there. This deck I'm calling Warriors Never Die, because they just don't. It never gets old. This is kind of a mixed mash. You guys have seen a lot of stuff up on ladder, but in my tourney prep, this is the Skellige deck that I like to use. Some people really wanted to replace Dagger or even like Sigdrifa's, with Totem. I don't love Totem. I don't love it for a whole bunch of reasons, but it is decent tempo over 2 turns. It is a 12-point play, but it only plays for 8 straight up after 10 provisions. Whereas Dagger, with the newly buffed leader ability, I don't care what anyone else says, Rage of the Seas got buffed, plays so well with Great Swords. You can play Great Swords the first round, you proc the leader, and then the second round you can play Dagger. Dagger gets boosted by 2, Great Swords get healed by 4, and you get a Harpy. It's like, keep it coming. Thank you. Thank you, CDPR. They just, the rich only get richer. Alright, enough of that. So we got Svalbard Ravager. I really love Trophy Catch against Shield Wall, and it's basically just here for Shield Wall. It's here to take care of Donimir, because Donimir causes problems. So you just move Donimir to the other row. You don't really have a great way of dealing with him because there's no Champion's Charge. I mean, Giga Scorpion is pretty nasty. Perpetual damage from Harald is gross. Wild Boar does a great job cleaning things up, but he's just a girthy man, you know. With 7 points he drops down at, and once you get Visigoto behind him, it's just almost impossible to take care of business. We are only running 1 Stunning Blow because of that, but 2 Gutting Slashes. I find the Bloodthirst is usually pretty easy to get, but even if not, 4 damage removal is 4-point removal is still quite good. And then we got On-Crate Raiders, Longships, Berserkers, Great Swords, Herkia, Vabjorn for consistency here, then Raiding Fleet for decent thinning, and then Blood Eagle to wreck nerds. So anyway, pretty typical Skellige deck that we had seen a couple of seasons ago, just kind of bringing it back. Sigarifa's is kind of the biggest difference here, and the main target for that is Dagger. Getting Dagger in 2 rounds, or being able to bring Dagger back after he gets extinguished in the final round is clutch. If you saw my last season's video, you know he is a classy dude that gets you lots of points. So let's jump into a game, show you guys how this rocks. And as always, shooting these on Twitch as much as I can. That way people can come, join, give feedback, tell me when I make dumb plays. And that way I can tell you guys what to and what not to do as I play these decks. I will say, Skellige is, if there's like a learning curve for decks, Skellige is lower on the learning curve. You do have to like have a modicum of understanding of your opponent's plays in order to get maximum value. But Skellige is helpful for stupid people, I guess. Or if you're just feeling tired. That's kind of how I judge my Gwent games. How tired do I feel? Raiding Fleet is great here. I like to get a Great Sword into the graveyard. I like Haymay Protectors with Berserkers. I also like them next to Great Swords. They get boosted when you just drop the Great Sword down. Giga is just legit. Svalbard Ravager, honestly, here is probably pretty nice. Mobilization is going to put a lot of pain down, though, so we're going to swap him out. I think one of the best things that Skellige has going for it is it kind of is basically a control deck, but with a whole bunch of, like, it has, like, ingrained point synergy with control, and it just fits. It makes sense. Thematically, it's great. I think the struggle for other factions, Nilfgaard is kind of at the pinnacle of this, is okay, so what does everybody else get? I think Northern Realms has its lane. Pure engine value is nice, but what does everybody else get? Alright, we're going to go for Raiding Fleet here. Both to get him knocked down, force a play there, but it also is a guaranteed removal if they don't do anything else to boost up these Radovid's Royal Guards. I mean, Mobilization is kind of weird. There's usually one deck that is most frequently played on ladder with that. It is the Revenant deck. I have not done a video on it because I'm morally opposed to perpetual removal, but it is good. It does perform pretty well. I have tried it out. It's reasonably fun to play. We do ping off the shield there, so that's kind of fun. Now, Giga is better, in my opinion, later on. Here we're just going to drop down Haymay Protector. I like Haymay for a couple reasons. One, he's cheap, and so it's just like a good play to just bide my time. Two, he's a good point engine next to Berserker. He'll go up to 6 when Berserker flips to 6, so it's just great value. And then it also forces the opponent's hand with On-Crate Longship and Greatsword. If they attack them, they then Haymay Protector gets boosted. Welcome to all of you joining on Twitch. As the stream says, I am recording. This is my Skellige deck for Monday, so welcome. Thank you for joining, Alper. Really love having you around. And for those of you who speak German on YouTube as well, wie geht's? My German is not as good as it used to be. I was an exchange student there about 15 years ago. We were reminiscing about how long that's been and what that means. I think he might go for the kill here with Redanian archers. He opts not to, which is a little bit of a strange decision. Since they'll go back up to 4. Berserker's also really nice against this Revenants deck because it relies on pings. There's like lots of individual pings, like it's 2 damage from the Ballista, it's 3 damage from the Archer. And because of that, it kind of, he'll obviously transform with that Berserk. So kind of wrecks the synergy the opponent is looking for. And this Longship still continues to threaten and causes some suboptimal plays, if you will. I do like the idea of using archers with Mobilization. We have a deck that we were playtesting on Twitch, using the Mobilization on the archer. This is a strange choice, especially if he goes on the Berserker, because it just boosts up Protector. And here I think we'll probably keep going. Let's actually get a Greatsword out. We'll go to a different row. And I'll proc the rain. So here, as I said before, this deck did get a nice buff. Well, the rain now procs for 2 turns instead of just 1. So if you haven't played with this Rage of the Seas this season, that is what's different from the prior season. I think it did take a 1-point provision nerf, but that really doesn't matter for Skellige, to be honest. It's just a question of whether or not you can like squeeze in Hemdall, Harald, Morkvarg, and Dagger into a deck, or if you have to delete one of those and downgrade it to like Donar, or my preferred is Herkia. I'll probably go for Boiling Oil here. Yeah, Nautilus on the Boiling Oil. And that's fine.
Dark clouds gather over to
We just need to establish Graveyard. The thing the opponent didn't think about here clearly was what would happen in that scenario. So here I actually really like Giga onto Archer, just because we get the guaranteed damage next turn as well. So Greatsword's going to get healed all the way up to 10, and they go down. So we are now up in terms of points. So the opponent does have to play down to 4 cards. And we're on red coin here, so I'm happy with the flexibility we currently have. I'd like to save this other leader charge for the next round if possible, so we'll probably go out with On-Crate Raiders. But this is a very poor choice by the opponent. They played both Boiling Oils, so their big removal is gone. Everything else is pings. They do get the double archers, so now we can squeeze them really hard this next round, especially since we get Blood Eagle too. So I'm gonna be a little bit crazy here, and don't judge me for this, but I actually like putting Harald back into my deck because I don't plan on playing him. This is really nice. It also gives me flexibility to play Dagger. And Ravager's fine, but not fantastic. So here we're just going to go ahead and lead with On-Crate Raiders. Again, he played Boiling Oils, so there's not a whole lot the opponent can do about these guys straight away. Longship also plays really well here. We'll probably get that out next. And just plan on going into like a really short round 3. Ronvid works really well with this deck as well. Obviously plays for a bunch of points right here. Although that's like a nice girthy card that we're gonna obliterate with Morkvarg Heart of Terror probably this round. But the biggest thing that the opponent is going to have... So the reason why you want to include Ronvid gives you flexibility with the Revenants. You can go ahead and kill him. Next time you play a soldier, he'll come back. You can kill him. So you get guaranteed Revenant proc. Which, even if you can't bring him back with playing soldiers, is still worth 2 points to remove him, right? So, and replace it with a Revenant. So it is good point play. It's a little bit, if you think of like a Kikimor Worker in a monsters deck eating drones. This is a risky play. Yeah, better than 0% chance for removing that. Here we're gonna go for Herkia. She is gonna ping off the damage on him, which is a little bit unfortunate for our synergy, but it's gonna be all right. So, and I did anticipate this death blow coming. Certainly not the end of the world for us. Again, we can bring him back. So we have a couple of options here. Number one, we can get him bulked up by using Herkia, or we can just let her go. Seeing as it is a pretty short round, that is tempting, but I do want this Blood Eagle instead to go on to Morkvarg Heart of Terror. So we're going to let that go. He's going to go up to 5. I had forgotten about Philip of Blind Fury. Some people including that, some people not. Well, welcome on stream. Welcome to Chrissy Dolphin sharing a whole bunch of emotes. But thank you everyone for joining. We are recording for Monday's Massacre Monday Skellige video. Just showing off what I'm likely going to bring into the match. This works fine for us. Happy to get this out.
I'll gut you like fishes.
So we get the removal, he gets the boost, Herkia's gonna keep pinging away, and she keeps hitting the wrong thing. We just need it to ping once here so that we can get our Blood Eagle going. That being the case, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to get out like a Drummond Berserker. We're just gonna ping it to this row and then go for Morkvarg Heart of Terror and then probably call it good for this round. That works out perfect for my purposes. I just don't anticipate anything else really big coming out next round, so this works well for us.
We'll turn the scene red.
Makes it really difficult for him to find value now. Revenants are gone. He's got this Ballista back here. Question is, when do we want to play Wild Boar? So we'll wait to see what the opponent does here. Could be a good option for us, not gonna lie. But it's really difficult in a Revenant's deck to find and create point value after after your Amphibious Assault is out, Amphibious Assault can grab you that Ronvid, or it can grab you like a Kedwani Cavalry for 12 points. Here, the opponent just kind of missing out on all of their value. Alright, so this works really well for us in Wild Boar. Obviously, we're not going to get double damage pings on everyone, but we're going to erase the 1-point units. He's trying to set up for a kill here on Herkia, and that's fine. This is going to work just fine for us. Get Dagger up. And then we're just going to call it good after this. So he does get to set up the kill nicely with Wild Boar, and then he'll have another kill next round, which works out pretty well, but it does force the opponent to make these plays in kind of depressing fashion. So now we'll get the last 2 cards say, which will almost certainly be on to leader ability and Sigurdrifa's right if we don't end up even winning this round, which is still a strong possibility. The opponent here opting to kill his own unit, which makes no sense with Dagger on the board. But he does get this removal with Foul Bore, which is better than nothing. But it's just not quite enough to keep him in the round. And with that, we win. Turns out Skellige's still good. You know, you guys have seen a lot of decks like this. If you want to see more of this gameplay, come join me on Twitch. Check out, this is going to post up on Monday. On Wednesday, I'm going to be playing in the Duel of Dogs tournament. So come check that out. We'll be bringing this deck so you can see more of it. But until next time, again, just a short video for today. But good luck on the path. Get out there. Keep on gwenting.